beautiful kitchen looks like this, then don't touch that dial, because today on For Your Home, we're going to complete our two-part kitchen modernization project. We're going to shape this place up. You know you're not going to want to miss how it turns out.
When we're making our windows and doors, and even when we're not, Pella is helping to protect our environment in communities across the country through forest stewardship, pollution prevention, waste management, and other green initiatives. Not only because it's good for business, but because it's the right thing to do. And frankly, it's just part of the way we've always done things. Because at Pella, we believe we're not just making windows and doors for houses, we're making them for the people who live inside. Pella, viewed to be the best.
Jody and Fletcher dreamed of transforming this out-of-date kitchen into a well-functioning space for their growing family. The house was built in 1939. Over the years, many owners have added and added and added to the original size and look of the house. The kitchen was last renovated in the 1950s by a local cabinet maker that obviously loved wood. We've made lots of progress to this point. Positive test results for lead and asbestos required us to have the entire space remediated. Once it was safe for us to work in the area, we pulled together our great FYH team to rewire, replumb, and tear down walls. This is Karen Mancuso, and she is our general contractor on this project. How's it going, Karen?
Hey, Vicki. Oh, it's going.
It looks like it's going. It looks like it's going to heck in a handbasket. What's going on here?
Oh, gosh. Well, you know, it always has to get ugly before it gets beautiful. Of course, all the remediation is done, and we have gone to work. We have been busy as bees. We have taken it down basically to the studs and rebuilt. We're starting to bring back up our walls. We're starting to fill in, and we've done all our rough-in plumbing, rough-in electrical, and now we're getting ready to fill it all in and
drywall and get it so it starts to look beautiful again.
Absolutely.
You know, it's always, I think it's always the frightening part to homeowners when a project like this is going on, because they're really eager to get it going.
Right.
But then when they walk through here at the end of the evening, they go, oh, what did we get in for? But we know how to turn this mess into a beautiful kitchen. And you do it with great people like Karen. I'm going to let you get out to the crew. I know that they've got things being delivered, and you can take care of that. And I want to check with Chris on our plumbing.
Thank you, Vicki.
This is Chris, and he's with All About the Pipes, and he also happens to be my own personal plumber. Are you sorry that you said, okay, Vicki, I'll work with you on this project?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, you always bring great stuff to the show and to the house. Okay, this is the new area where the washer and dryer is going to go into.
That is correct.
This all looks new, so did you have to replace it because of the different units?
We did. Well, we didn't have to replace because of the different units, but once the wall got exposed, because we were deleting a utility sink that they decided not to go with on the remodel, we went ahead and brought all the plumbing up to code. And at that point, it was all different types of pipe. We went ahead and just brought it up to code and made it all new.
Okay, great, because we're doing stackables here instead of our side-by-sides here. Okay, now, we didn't really move a lot of stuff around on this project. So, you know, since we were just moving things a few inches, is it as much work as if we'd flipped it all the way around?
Not really. Not really. Because it's a full basement, we had access to everything, so it wasn't that bad. With the kitchen sink, with them opening up the walls here, and because of the way the foundation was, we had to offset everything, so that wasn't too bad. And again, we brought this up to code.
This is going to be great. It's going to make this kitchen function a whole lot better for them. Thanks,
It's
Chris.
beautiful. Thank
and I know
you.
you had to clean up a lot of old piping around here, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Vicki.
Hey, David, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. David is taking care of all of the drywall work that we need in this kitchen, and believe me, there's a lot of it. Now, what are you using on this little hole right here?
These are little pre-made sheetrock patches that make it easier for a homeowner to repair small patches, especially when you have removable
Switch plates or anything?
Switch plates.
And so you just stick that on, peel off and stick on, and then what do you have to put over the top of that?
Basically, what you can use is sheetrock mud. There's a ready mix kind, or you can use a quicker dry powdered form.
Which do you like best?
I like the quick dry. What it does is it enables you to get multiple coats on in a short period of time. But
Okay.
the important thing is, so what you do is you use bigger tools each time and make sure there's not a gap. So you can use a 10-inch later to judge, you know, how far out. One of the mistakes that homeowners make is they don't go far enough out with the sheetrock repair. And what they'll have is a hump in the wall. What you want to do is you want to...
that's the way to get rid of that hump.
Exactly.
Well,
What we
thank
wanna
you,
do is
David.
go
It's
out
going to be
further.
great. Thank you so much, honey.
Thank you.
All our roughing has been completed. Dave has patched the drywall, and we're ready for our cabinets, the countertops, and the flooring. While that's going on, I have some important material selections to make. If you've ever selected countertops out of granite or maybe out of marble, you probably had to do your selecting from just a little 6x6-inch square. That's not the way that you really want to pick out your countertops. You want to come to a place like this. This is a stone yard, and there are just tons and tons of beautiful slabs of stone that you can choose from. Why is that important? Well, for example, if you take a look at this beautiful countertop material, this happens to be pretty regular with its design, and you kind of get a good idea of what it's going to look like. But when you get to some of the other pieces that have so much more movement and action in them, for example, this piece, look at the variance of color from one end to the other end. Some of them are even more dramatic than that. You want to be sure that that piece of stone is going to work perfectly for what you need it to be. There are so many choices on the market now. You're not just settled with either brown or black or cream. You can go anywhere that you would like. You can also look at some of the new exotic materials that they have. For example, onyx. Onyx is becoming a very popular countertop material. This piece of green onyx is absolutely breathtaking. The great thing about onyx is it can also be backlit, so you can do a dramatic countertop with lighting underneath it for your kitchen or your bathroom, or maybe for your backsplash. But today's project for our kitchen, I'm not that exotic. I'm looking for something a little bit more traditional, something in black and white. Now, Benice is here, and she's always best to help me out when I'm looking for stone countertops because she really knows her inventory. Hey, Benice, how are you?
Hello, hi, how are you?
Doing good.
to
Are you
see
ready to help me pick out some stone?
Yes.
All
What
right.
are you looking for today?
Well, I faxed you over the layout of the kitchen, so you know we're going to need about 3 slabs of marble or
Okay.
of granite, whichever we go through. And you know, this is going to be a really active kitchen. So I want us to try and stay away from marble, but try and get a look like the Carrara marble.
Okay.
Okay? I want black countertops for the surround area, and the island I want to do in something white. So lead me to my black choices first.
All right, let's go this way.
Okay.
Make a left right here.
Okay?
This one right here is called Spike Black.
I like this. I like this. It's plain. It's got a little bit of gray in it, though. I think that that's nice. It's not just a flat black.
Okay.
You know, we've got a little bit of action going in it. We're going to need 2 slabs of that.
Okay.
And now, what are you going to be able to find for me that's going to look like Carrara marble, but it's going to perform like granite?
This is what we have right here. This is called Crystallina.
Oh, now that is really a great looking piece. And this is granite.
Yes, it's granite.
I love that. I mean, it has that white and it's got the gray like the Carrara does, but it's going to have the durability of granite.
Yes.
I think, is this really new? I haven't seen this color before.
Yes, we only had it for probably a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I love this. We need to double check the measurements for our island, make sure this slab is going to be big enough.
Okay.
And then I'll have you put this on hold for us.
Sure will.
All right.
No
As always,
problem.
you're a little miracle worker for me.
Thank you.
Thanks, son. We can go on in and check our drawing.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, if you thought we had a lot of choices at the stone yard, hold on, because we're now looking at tile. And this is a great showroom because it has a lot of selections for you to look at, and it also has some great displays, so you can really see how the tile will all go together. You'll see the textures, you'll see the way they mix the colors and the different materials. The first place you want to start after you've looked kind of over everything is to focus in on the field tile. What do I mean by field tile? Come on over. These are your field tile. These are the tiles that are going to fill up most of the space. They're going to be in the field, the back field. They come in all different colors. They come in all different sizes and shapes. For us, we're going to do a harlequin design, which is with a diamond shape like we have here. We want it to be a high gloss, and we want it to be in white. So now that we know our field tile, how are we going to dress it up? Well, We're going to do that by picking out some really great border pieces. Now, almost every design selection will have some dressy pieces to go along with it. And if you're working in white or cream, you're going to have a good choice to choose from. Let her choose which one she likes best, and we'll put together a great design for her. We selected oak hardwood flooring with a rich, warm finish for the kitchen. Once the subfloor was reinforced, the installers got busy installing our new flooring. I think that our kitchen cabinets are turning out absolutely beautiful, and what a dramatic change from all the dark wood we had in here just a few weeks ago. You know, this is the stage when the homeowner can really start to see that their new kitchen is going to become a reality. And while it may be quiet in this kitchen, it's not quiet where Brian Young works, right?
That's right, Vicki. At our custom cabinet shop, we're always busy.
Yeah, and you know, it takes you guys about 8 weeks to do a custom cabinet this size. Okay, so while the homeowner's sitting there going, what's going on? Actually, you guys are doing
what we are doing is taking the order that your local dealer has submitted to us, looking at the order, the floor plans, the dimensions, making sure this cabinetry is going to fit like a glove when it gets here to the job site.
Okay.
So that takes us about a week or so to make sure everything's going to fit very nicely to spec when it gets here to the job. The first thing we do after that is we start making our custom doors and drawers. All of our cabinetry is custom made to custom sizes. Nothing is in stock.
Okay.
So we start to make the doors and the drawers as the first part of our manufacturing process. After we make the doors and the drawers, the next thing we're going to do is start actually cutting parts for the cabinet box itself.
Okay.
All of our cabinet boxes, and this is our full access line. Some people know of it as...
Yeah, because this is like, you don't have any frame around here like you
Correct.
would have in a less
Correct.
expensive cabinet door.
Some people refer to this as European cabinetry. We like to refer to it as full access cabinetry. We call it full access because you do get more accessory and interior space with this line of cabinetry than you would with one with a front frame.
And we always want more storage space.
Everybody needs more storage.
Absolutely, especially me. I got a dish thing going, you know,
Right.
so I love more space.
So the next thing we do is we start to cut these cabinet parts. We will then assemble these cabinets to the custom sizes that were ordered by your local dealer that you've been working with. We then start to install the doors and the drawers. We then finish the cabinetry. This is a 7-step enamel process that we do use.
Yeah, because a lot of people might be afraid, like if they're going to use painted cabinets, that it's going to chip. But you're doing 7 steps on this.
We're doing 7 steps, and these steps involve sanding, sealing, multiple coats of primer, and then this beautiful Dove White low sheen top coat that we put on top. Very durable.
Well, I really appreciate all the effort and the care and the time that you put, you know, into this project, because cabinetry has got to be beautiful from a designer standpoint, but it also has to function really fantastic. And you know, the soft close on the drawers and the doors, we did a great job, and I know Karen, our general contractor, worked really closely with Ann and with Bill, our carpenter, and Scott, the installer. There's a lot of hands that go into this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Another one of our behind-the-scenes partners on this project is Dan Mills. He's our HVAC contractor. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great because this kitchen is almost finished.
We're getting that close. There's just a little bit of work to be done, and if we don't do it right and get it comfortable, nobody's going to be happy with the project, and that's our job.
Okay, so what did you have to do on this particular project?
Well, the first thing we had to do is when the new cabinets were installed, we had to relocate some ductwork that came up through the floor but would not have been able to ventilate the kitchen properly.
And that's the heating and air conditioning that was coming out, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So we had to relocate that, and it'll be assembled and installed under the kitchen cabinet with a toe kick plate so the proper ventilation will come into the kitchen.
Okay, and now originally on our island here, we had a gas range and it had a down vent. In other words, the fumes were exhausted down and out through the basement.
That's correct, and so what we're going to do now is, since you put a nice island kitchen workspace here, we're going to have to relocate that. So we disassembled that, sealed it off, and now we're going to be working with the new kitchen hood that's going to go up inside of the ceiling and then out the roof.
Okay, so now we're switching from a downdraft to an updraft.
That's right. It's going to be an updraft appliance. We made sure that you always check the manufacturer's installation instructions with the hood so that we vent it properly and that it's done and will pass code.
Okay, because everything has to be inspected in this kitchen, especially your work.
Absolutely. No inspection, no happy homeowner.
No cooking in here,
That's right.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it a lot, and I know that the homeowners cannot wait to get that stove going and get the fumes out of here.
I'm sure they're going to have many great parties and many great meals here at this home.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. All right, Angie, here's my vision, okay?
All right, show me.
All right. Well, this is my field tile, the great little diamonds here, all right? And I'm hoping, I've got these little decorative pieces, so it's not so plain. I would like to scatter 2 of these on the splash area back here.
Okay.
All right? And I know that this is going to be like a little tricky for the cut.
Yes, it is. As soon as I saw that, the white porcelain is a fragile tile. It's more fragile than a tumbled stone, which RJ has a rough surface. So hopefully we have a couple extras so we can do some sample cuts. Otherwise, I still think it's going to look great.
Okay. Over the kitchen stove, over the range, this is the pattern that I want to use. These are 6x6s, and these large bars, I want to frame it out.
Okay.
Okay. What are we going to do with the corners of it, though?
We're definitely going to have to miter these corners.
Okay.
So they can fit together perfectly on an angle.
Picture frame it like right there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which brings me back to this. Since these are straight, this pattern, we're definitely going to want to take and accent that.
See, that's the
on
reason
this
you're the tile
corresponding wall.
expert. Right, love it. Okay, I ordered you tons of extras, so whatever you need, you can do. Okay, now for this side, let's go over here. We want to have, the Roberts want to have some extra area, an overhang here, so that they can pull up a couple of stools for extra seating for kids.
Okay.
All right. So I don't want it to get out too far in this passageway because these are front load washer and dryers, doors open, kids going back and forth. Right. What is the minimum I can have here and still accommodate what they want to do?
The minimum, just with what this walking busy space, I would do 12 inches. It's
from here?
Great from here all the way out. And it's going to leave enough room for a plate, and it doesn't crowd your knees if you're sitting underneath it.
Okay, so that'll be great. So then we're going to have a good serving area here. All right, so now on this section, we'll have white granite here.
Okay.
All right, we'll have black granite here and over here, as well as in the cook area.
All right.
White tiles. And I just need you guys to have it all done ASAP.
No problem. We always do.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, Bill, you and Joe just did a fantastic job with this kitchen, as always.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I know that it was a challenge for you. The other kitchens that we've worked on before weren't as old as this one was. The house was built in 1939. So what were some of the issues that you got into that we totally did not expect when we started the project together?
We ran into several issues with the floor. For one, it was very spongy in places where people had cut stuff out. The amount of flooring that was in here, the remediation guys took out, was almost 2 inches thick.
I know when we first started out, you know, they just kept layering and layering and layering on top of it. And now we have new hardwood floors in here. These are red oak floors, pre-finished. And the threshold is totally flush. That is so perfect. I'm so happy for that.
It came out very well.
Because that's always a sign of an add-on or a remodel if those aren't smooth and level as you go along.
Definitely, and that's one of the issues you hit when you're bringing two rooms together. This at one time was an exterior porch. This floor system was totally different from anything we hit in there. That's why in here also we ran into some problems with the lighting. We were originally going to put can lights in the ceiling.
Exactly.
We didn't have enough room between the existing rafters and the ceiling to do that, so we had to switch to these sconces.
And you know, as a decorator, I love that because it let us bring in some color, and we have plenty of lighting for this area because they're fluorescent lights, so that's energy efficient and gives us good lighting. Now, the beam. This was something that I didn't want to have in here. You know, I thought it would be great if we could get the ceiling just totally smooth all the way back.
Right.
But why not?
Once again, once we got ready to put the beam in and we had uncovered this part of the ceiling, because of the two roof lines, we had a transition area here that we couldn't go up into. We had to bring the beam down in order to get it in to support the weight and everything. But I think overall it came out really nice. Gave us a great transition between the two rooms to kind of define them.
I do too, and I think with the counter, the raised, you know, service counter across here, and with the lights, it gave us a great place to anchor that. If you had to find one word to say to the homeowners and the viewers out there, if you're going to do a project, old house or new, what is that one word? Flexibility.
We're always having to kind of on the fly make decisions and judgments based on stuff we've uncovered at the time. Plus, the customer also needs to help out with the contractor. There's times we won't be able to be here to meet the inspectors for the different things. If a subcontractor needs to get in, they need to have accessibility to the house and the project.
Okay, so be a part of the team and be flexible, and it'll all turn out beautiful.
Exactly.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
From the cabinets to the flooring, everything has to be beautiful and function perfectly when you're doing a kitchen. You know, one of the real workhorses in our kitchen is always the sink and the faucets. Christy Emmons is from Blanco, and she made the selections for me for this kitchen. And I think you did a great job.
Oh, thank you, Vicki. This is one of our stainless sinks. This is called the Supreme. It's a double bowl sink. Stainless is really popular right now because it goes with a lot of different kitchen decors. It's also very easy to maintain. It's
That's
durable.
what I love about it. It doesn't stain, and it's just so easy to take care of.
And it's very easy to clean. It's got a really smooth, polished surface here, which is not going to keep any food particles or anything like that. So it's very easy to take care of.
You know, I think a lot of people think that all stainless steels are created equally, and that's not the case.
It's really not. You want to make sure that you get a stainless steel from a quality company like Blanco. We're a trusted brand. You know that you're going to get a quality product that's going to last. So that's very important. You want to make sure that you protect your investment.
It's going to last as long as you're in your kitchen.
Definitely, yes.
Now, when it came time for the faucet, you said, I've got something perfect for the project, and I don't know how it functions, but from the looks of it, I'm loving it.
Well, this is called our Kalina faucet, and this is brand new. It's got this beautiful, tight, closed coil. It's a professional style faucet. Doesn't have a big loopy coil like your typical faucets. It's also got a great magnetic hand spray. So,
so not a pull down that'll...
No. Once this is released, it snaps right back into place, so it's not going to fall down. Maybe.
One hand.
One hand use, and it's very easy to use, and it looks great also.
Well, I think you did a perfect job. Now, on the other side of the kitchen, our homeowner didn't want to do the traditional prep sink in the island because they want to seat a lot of kids around here. So you made a great suggestion, and that was for pot filler.
Yeah, a pot filler is great, and this is our Cantata pot filler in a stainless finish. It's great because you don't have to carry a heavy pot of water from the sink to the stove. You can fill the pot right on the stove, and it helps save your back and helps you not have to carry that, so it's very easy to use.
Well, it fits in beautifully with the kitchen. We had a perfect placement for it, and I really appreciate you helping me out with this project.
Oh, no problem.
This kitchen is outfitted with top-of-the-line, professional-grade appliances. I am just crazy about some of these features. Now, the movers have just gotten them in place, and we still have to do some unwrapping and get them all hooked up. But this is our new dual convection oven. And what does that mean to you? It heats up 30% faster, which saves you energy. Inside our oven, look how nice and wide it is. We have multiple racks, so for those Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, you got plenty of room for the pie and the turkey. And I love this blue color that's in there. Now, for our refrigerator for the project, this is a big refrigerator. It's over 21 cubic feet, and it's accessible by 4 doors. These are our French doors that access the top of our refrigerator. And look at all that space we have in there. Plenty of room for a party platter and all the vegetables and fruits that you need for a healthy family. Now, down below, this is our freezer, and it's accessible by 2 drawers. Top drawer, that's where you want to put the things you need to get to pretty often. Bottom drawer, well, that's your backup storage. What's so great about this refrigerator, in addition to its size, is it's energy efficient. Did you know that your refrigerator in your house is the #3 energy user? So if you're looking to replace your refrigerator, look for the most energy efficient one you can get. And always look for Energy Star. This side of the kitchen, well, this is where our microwave is. Now, this just isn't your run-of-the-mill microwave. This is a microwave drawer. If you haven't seen one of these, they are spectacular. You load your food directly from the top during the cooking cycle. If you need to stir it or turn it, you're not removing hot boiling dishes. Then when you're through cooking, you just push a button, in it goes, and you walk away with a nice hot meal. Now, over here, dishwashers. If you're doing all this cooking, you're going to sooner or later clean up. This is a true steam dishwasher. And what I love about it is it's a big capacity and you have the controlling force. In the top, you can put your wine glasses. In the bottom, your pots and pans. And you can set it so it'll wash the wine glasses on a delicate cycle. The bottom, it'll really get those pots and pans clean. It also has a setting for half load. And that's really important if you have a small family or you're not using your dishwasher as much to fill it all the way to the top. Other side of the room, well, that's our new laundry room. Come take a look. This is our new laundry room. What do you think? What a great improvement. Do you remember what the old laundry room looked like? Well, first of all, it was 2 separate rooms, and everything was tucked away behind bifold doors that really never functioned. Now, We still have our washer and dryer, but these doors function beautifully. They also hide it when we're not doing our laundry. And then the doors just slide right back in and store themselves so you have complete access to your washer and dryer. Now these are large capacity, heavy duty units. They're front loaders, and my favorite of the two, it's gotta be the dryer. Why is that? Because it has a sanitary steam setting on it, which means I can put in throw pillows or stuffed animals, things that you couldn't normally laundry, throw them in on that setting, it'll sanitize them. Pretty spiffy, huh? Well, I think that all of the appliances that we've picked out for this kitchen are going to make it function as beautifully as it looks. Well, I'd like to say that it's magic to turn a kitchen from this into this, but it's actually a lot of hard work by a lot of talented people. This is Karen Mancuso, and she's our general contractor on this project. Karen, as always, you and your team did a wonderful job for your home.
Thank you so much, Vicki. You know, this is very exciting. This portion of the project, when everything is complete, especially a project this size, is so thrilling for me. I know the homeowners are very, very anxious to get in their home. But equally as important, a kitchen like this is going to last for a very long time.
And you know, I know that the Roberts are really excited. You know, Jody was just overwhelmed with joy for the kitchen.
Yes, she was. I think she was very happy, and we were so excited to do this for them.
Whenever you're doing a kitchen update, whether it's something simple like new countertops or a complete renovation, remember it's one step closer to loving your home. Join me next time right here on For Your Home while I'll have more great ideas for you.
When we're making our windows and doors, and even when we're not, Pella is helping to protect our environment in communities across the country through forest stewardship, pollution prevention, waste management, and other green initiatives. Not only because it's good for business, but because it's the right thing to do. And frankly, it's just part of the way we've always done things. Because at Pella, we believe we're not just making windows and doors for houses, we're making them for the people who live inside. Pella, viewed to be the best.
Do you want to know more about the projects today or our guests? Visit us on the web. You're going to find great behind-the-scenes shots, streaming video, project ideas. We even have an e-newsletter with tips and ideas. It's foryourhome.com.